did you see Rolling Stone's tweet? I think we have this one. Speaking of political viewpoints, they were claiming that the shooter is a mainstream Republican.
Right. Yeah.
Right. This is that's the viewpoint that he's a mainstream.
There it is,
yeah. The Buffalo shooter isn't a lone wolf. He's a mainstream Republican.
Is the congressional baseball game shooter a mainstream Democrat then? I mean, like, we can just play this game forever, right?
Not only that, but I mean, he's not this shooter wasn't Republican at all. Reading his manifesto, I mean, I don't know. He's 18. He's young. I don't know if he knows much about anything politically, considering his manifesto is all over the place. But he says that he was a communist for the last several years. Since he was 12 and got politically active. That he was like an anarcho-communist, and then has moved now to a green nationalist, fascist, socialist, green, eco-fascist. I mean, just weird political ideology, but certainly not coming from. He condemns conservatism, says that that's equal to corporatism. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He also condemned leftism. He's like all over the place, but certainly not under any stretch of any imagination a mainstream Republican. But that's, I guess, where some of these outlets want to.
And that's something I've noticed from doing research on sort of like alt-right type people who become violent. Is it seemed to me, from trying to understand the evolution of their ideas, that it's just like you said. It's they find something really radical. And then they get sick of that because then it doesn't become exciting enough, and they have to find something else that's radical. Like there's a certain subset of alienated, confused, psychotic young people, usually young men, who would be a communist one day, a fascist the next. They would join ISIS if the opportunity came along. Like, it's just looking for the next crazy thing to try to derive meaning from, and because those ideologies are never actually sources of meaning because they're crazy, then they have to get more radicalized. They have to find something else to keep almost like keep the high going.